Welcome to our video lesson on finding the area of a parallelogram. Oh, that's the wrong thing. There we go. Before we can talk about finding the area of a parallelogram, you need to know what a parallelogram is. Now, I know you've worked with them before, so this shouldn't be a surprise, but a parallelogram has four sides. Its opposite sides are parallel, and the opposite sides have the same length. I'm going to draw one below. Make sure you write down these three things that describe what a parallelogram is and draw the picture. This is an example of a parallelogram. It has four sides, 1, 2, 3, 4. Its opposites are parallel to each other, and the opposite sides have the same length. That means that this side here is the same length as this side, and also that these two sides have the same length. If I wanted to show that in math ways, I would put the same ticks here to mark that these two have the same length, and one tick here to mark that these two have the same length as well. Make sure you have all this written down before moving on. Okay, here's some pictures of some nicer parallelograms. To find the area of a parallelogram, we need to use this equation here. Area is equal to the base times height. This should look familiar to you. You should think, ding, 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 maybe of a triangle. Because a triangle has the same formula, except for it's divided by 2. That is because a parallelogram is two triangles put together. This is exactly the same as with a triangle. The base of a parallelogram can be any side of the parallelogram. So any side can be the base. The important thing is that the height can only be one thing depending on which base you choose. The height is the perpendicular distance between opposite bases. Perpendicular is a fancy word which means line that's 90 degrees. So in this parallelogram up here, if we decide that our base is this line down here, our height will be this line up here. Because it is perpendicular, that's what this means, to this side, this base. So our base would be here, and our height would be this one. Another way you could write it is with your base here, and then your height along the outside, like this, but it's the same thing, as long as it's got that perpendicular sign. Alright, let's use this formula to find the area of some parallelograms. The first one is our parallelogram that's here. To find the area, the first thing you're going to do is write the equation. A equals B times H. Well, for this parallelogram, our base is 5, and our H is 3. So area is equal to base times height, and 5 times 3 I know is 15. So it's 15 meters squared. We're going to do the same thing with the next one now. We're going to do the next one now. Again, we start with the same formula. Area is equal to our base times our height. Now we're going to substitute the information we were given in our question. So from our question, we know our base is 14 meters. So instead of writing B, we'll write 14, and our height is 5. So we're going to do 14 times 5. Do that on the side. 5 times 4 is 20. 5 times 1 is 5, plus 2 is 7. So that means that our area is 70 meters squared. And that's all there is to it. Okay, I'll see you later.